Among the many tools that advertising has to position a brand in the consumer's mind, stand out those that have the ability to move emotions in the viewer, whether it's love, nostalgia, or even shock. This is the most effective way to communicate something. There are many examples of commercials that have become memorable for the aesthetic beauty of their filming and for the creativity with which they communicate a certain message. Just see those commercials that compete in the International Festival of Creativity to witness this. But there are also commercials that make use of strategies that seek to impact the public through fear or suspense, and, although not deliberately, the result of some of them can be quite morbid and disturbing. In this video we will see some of the weirdest and scariest ones, through 5 levels, as usual in the Iceberg format. Some of these commercials can be quite shocking, so discretion is advised. Level 1. We begin this video with a series of iconic commercials. Consome Panchi is a Japanese commercial for the brand Calbee, which promotes the consumption of potato chips through a dog, which is a person in disguise. While many consider this commercial as something weird or even funny, there are many who are terrified by the appearance of the costume.
Consome Panchi, うまさが効いてるコンソメパンチ、コンソメ、コンソメ、コンソメパンチ。コンソメ、コンソメ、コンソメパンチ、パンチで元気、コンソメパンチ。
Smokey the Bear is an icon that was created by the United States Forest Service. The purpose of Smokey was to educate the public about the damage that forest fires can cause through commercials. The commercial that surprised the public when it was aired is the following.
I know a place that's peaceful and quiet, a place where animals play. It's called a forest, but every year we start forest fires. A careless match or cigarette and poof, fire. So the next time you're in the forest, be extra careful. Okay.
If you knew it was me, would you have listened?
In 2008, Axe launched its new chocolate-scented deodorant. Under the slogan, "For he, chocolate is irresistible, for she, chocolate is the ultimate temptation," a boy is presented who, after applying the new Axe, becomes a chocolate man. The shady part of this commercial is to see how he is gradually devoured by women, from losing his nose and ears, to even his arm, in addition to the expression that the character maintains at all times. During the Halloween season of 2010, Snickers released this creepy commercial. A woman is in a grocery store when she is approached by a strange-looking woman. This woman tells her that she has no Snickers in her cart, and proceeds to take large amounts of Snickers off the store shelf and into her cart, saying that the kids in her neighborhood love getting Snickers on Halloween. After this we learned that the strange-looking woman is actually 2 kids in disguise, but even still, this commercial managed to make anyone who saw it for the first time uncomfortable.
Hello, Mrs. Jensen. You don't have any Snickers in your shopping cart. The neighborhood kids love Snickers on Halloween. Let me help you.
Oh,
I'm only helping. Snickers.
We're definitely going to her house. Shh.
This Halloween, nothing satisfies like Snickers.
The Dawn is Your Enemy was a bump that was shown on Adult Swim. The whole point of the bumper was to scare children from watching the channel, especially those who stay up too late. That's why it was only shown very early in the morning. Level 2. Remco was a toy company founded in the 1940s. The company was best known for toys marketed and sold in the late 1950s. This commercial is quite disturbing, not because it has something strange in the background or anything, but instead, the disturbing part is the doll itself that is trying to promote the commercial. The selling point of this doll, as the commercial says, is that it laughs a lot, but when you hear it, probably the last thing you want to do is buy it.
Listen to Remco's Baby Laugh a Lot. You're listening to Baby Laugh a Lot. She's the funniest doll you've ever seen. Just push the button and she starts to giggle. Get Baby Laugh a Lot by Remco.
Kaffee is an energizing coffee sold in Germany, and to promote and sell their product, several commercials were made, in which calm and relaxing scenarios are shown. It seems that everything has a happy ending, but suddenly a strange being comes out of the screen giving us a sudden fright. This seems like it has nothing to do with coffee, but at the end of the various commercials, we found its slogan that says, "Ever been so wide awake?" These commercials actually aired on TV, so you can imagine that many viewers were not very happy to be surprised like that. The commercial was also used as a joke during the early years of the internet, to scare anyone who hadn't seen it. As we are going to see from now on, many commercials seem to have nothing to do with the brand they are trying to promote, instead trying to shock the public with the idea of staying in people's minds. In this case, PlayStation would broadcast a commercial in 1999, entitled Mental Wealth, which featured a teenage girl whose face had an uncanny touch of manga, or sci-fi alien, that scares many of the viewers. Some of them actually thought the girl looked like that. She delivers a monologue totally irrelevant to the PlayStation brand. The ad was produced by Chris Cunningham, who is known for doing this type of work. This commercial from the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was made due to the boom of electronic toy pets during this time. The commercial tries to raise awareness about the care of a pet, as it seems very fun at the beginning, but it obviously carries a very big responsibility. The end of the commercial is quite horrible, so much so that it had to be changed, in order to be aired later. However, for many people the change is still as bad as the first one.
And when all the fun's over, it's easily stored away. And when all the fun's over, it's easily stored away.
Level 3. During the 90s and early 2000s, Nintendo experimented with different types of advertising and commercials for their video games. Everyone remembers the memorable Super Smash Bros. Commercial, but not everyone seems to remember one of the weirdest commercials in the history of Nintendo. In order to promote Yoshi's Island 2, this commercial was produced, where we can see how a man does not stop eating until he explodes.
When is too much too much? To find out, we crammed everything into Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. 60 more levels, massive enemies, huge Yoshi tricks, all served up with the latest graphic technology, Morphmation.
No more.
Sure you don't have room for another little bonus level?
Uh-oh.
Super Mario World 2, only on the Super NES. Still the big one.
In 1956, Krinkles the Clown started popping up on network television. In this commercial, the first thing we see is the quite frankly horrifying clown, popping out of what may be a doghouse, and then licking his chops while announcing breakfast. He then declares, "I'm hungry." Seeing as there are no children to be seen, he has to settle for a bowl of Krinkles. This commercial was really common at the time. People didn't find it creepy or terrifying, but nowadays, it gives a vibe rather strange and disturbing.
Breakfast! I'm
I'm hungry. Take it from Krinkles. That's me. The best breakfast under the big top is post-sugar rice Krinkles. So crinkly, so delicious, so different. Each grain of rice in sugar rice Krinkles is crinkled with honey and sugar. It's so good, I crinkle every time I eat it. Yep, no matter what other rice cereal you've ever tried, you'll love post-sugar rice Krinkles best of all. Honey and sugar make it different and wonderful. A circus of fun to eat. So you crinkle on down to the store for post-sugar rice Krinkles, the greatest cereal treat on earth.
A Japanese tire factory, called Autoway, launched a commercial, which according to them, is not recommended for people who suffer from heart disease, as it contains terrifying scenes that have the sole purpose of selling more tires. In this commercial, Autoway seeks to highlight the good reaction of its tires to any type of weather, terrain, and strange situation that may arise. Kinder Surprise is a very popular brand among children. The product contains a toy inside the chocolate. This commercial created by the brand shows us Humpty Dumpty, who is quite disturbing, mainly because of the way he looks. The excuse was that they tried to make him look like one of their chocolate Kinder eggs. This commercial was banned in the United States due to the thousands of complaints received because of the character.
Kinder, Yibbo Shaky. Me unscrabbly. Chock-a-doobie! Doubly chock-a-doobie! Pop swabble! Toy! Yodel yum and choco scrum with multi pop swabble dies! Oh, grubbly! Me scrubble now! Snuggle! Whee!
Kinder Surprise from Ferrero.
Level 4. This commercial, produced by the American Cancer Society, was intended to warn expectant mothers about the dangers of smoking while pregnant. The commercial is a bit disturbing, and the model of the fetus may cause concern in some viewers. Something curious about this commercial is that it was directed by David Fincher, who you may know from movies like Zodiac, The Social Network, as well as participating in the show Love, Death, and Robots.
Would you give a cigarette to your unborn child? You do. Every time you smoke while you're pregnant. Pregnant mothers, please, don't smoke.
Call 453-4500 for further information.
This Kleenex commercial apparently aired on Japanese television in the mid-1980s. Several theories have run rampant, with some claiming that the actress, the baby, and many of the production crew died shortly after appearing in the ad, and that the song playing in the background is an old German curse. There are even those who say that some people who watched the video at midnight went insane or die in mysterious ways. What is really known about the ad is that it was one of 3 Kleenex commercials produced for Japanese television in 1986. The woman in the video is actress Keiko Matsuzaka, and the somewhat peculiar-looking baby is wearing a costume of a demon from Japanese mythology. The song playing in the background is called "It's a Fine Day" by Jane. The actress of the commercial is still alive, so to say that this commercial is cursed is perhaps an exaggeration.
Kleenex ティッシュです。
This commercial was produced in Mexico by the Communication Council, which created a campaign against corruption in 2003, which sought to raise awareness about the consequences of giving a bribe and not respecting the law. The result was quite explicit, as you can see a woman parking her car on one of the corners of the street, a place where it is not allowed, as it obstructs access. A traffic policeman notices the action and asks her to move, but the woman tells him that she will be quick and gives him money to let her stay. Subsequently, a man is run over, as he could not get on the sidewalk because the van was blocking it, and after trying to go around it, a bus hits him. In 2007, Canada aired a series of commercials that sought to raise awareness about workplace accidents in a very graphic way. In one of them, a young woman working in a restaurant kitchen tells us that she's a happy and successful sous chef, shortly to be married to a wonderful fiancé. She laments that the marriage won't actually happen because she is going to die in a tragic accident. Complaining that someone should have cleaned the spilled grease on the floor, the young woman then tries to lift up a large pot of boiling water, slips on the grease, and spills it all over herself.
I'm the sous chef here. With any luck, I should be head chef by next year. I've got this amazing fiancé, who I won't be marrying this weekend, because I'm about to be in a terrible accident. But really, I should have cleaned up the grease over there, and they should never put the deep fryer so close.
Somebody help me!
The world of beauty advertising is always pushing the limits of believability. We're used to being a little cynical when it comes to these ads, but this one is very special. In this commercial for Dorothy Gray Cosmetics Cold Cream, the company boasts of a lab test in which dirt was made to be just radioactive enough before being applied to a model's face. They even use a Geiger counter to prove they're serious about this. The disturbing thing is that this really happened. Remember that this was in the 1950s, where many more things were allowed than today. Even worse than all this is to think that before this commercial, the product went through several tests, in which surely many animals, and maybe even people, were used, with unknown consequences.
Busy you, in and out of doors every day. Think how much dust and dirt settle on your skin. And makeup clings to your skin, too, and clogs pores. That's why your face needs a thorough cleansing each day. And that's why cleansing tests were made by an independent testing laboratory. This same kind of dirt was made just radioactive enough to register on a Geiger counter. Leading cleansing creams, complexion soaps, and Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream were used to remove this dirt. The Geiger counter proved that Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream cleanses up to 2.5 times more thoroughly than any soap or other cleansing cream tested. When you cleanse with Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream, you know you remove dirt. And more important, you remove every trace of makeup which can clog your pores. That's why Salon Cold Cream is especially recommended for a young complexion. A clean skin is a healthy skin, and your skin will look smoother and clearer when you use Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream. It's so quick and easy, too. Takes no more time than improper cleansing. For particulars of this Geiger counter story, write for this test booklet to Dorothy Gray Limited, Box 18, Grand Central Station, New York City.
Level 5. Surely you have seen this commercial before, as it is one of the ones that has caused more impact on the internet. The story behind it is as follows. Angevin created Little Baby's ice cream in 2011, selling handmade, small batch, super premium ice cream. Angevin got a little success with this. That's why he decided to quit his job and go all in on Little Baby's ice cream. He raised $150,000 from friends and family, and bought his first commercial equipment. In 2012, he made a video in collaboration with one of his friends, entitled, "This is a Special Time." In the video, someone seemingly covered in ice cream scoops ice cream from the top of their head and eats it. Angevin himself said the video was never presented as a commercial of any kind. He figured 100 people would see it, but within 48 hours, the video had 2 million views, and there was an immediate impact on sales. The video currently has 20 million views and is considered one of the scariest videos out there, even if it wasn't originally intended.
There's good reason for my glistening skin, and how I shine, and how my pores are so clean and clear. When you eat little baby's ice cream, you'll wink and nod and hug and high-five each other with great enthusiasm. This is a special time.
Jacqueline Saburito was a young Venezuelan woman of only 20 years old. She decided to spend her summer vacation in the United States, where, unfortunately, she suffered a horrible car accident. Reggie Steffi, a young man of 18 years old at the time, was returning home after drinking heavily. Reggie crossed the strip that separated the two lanes of the highway, colliding head-on with the car in which Saburito and her friends were traveling. Reggie was convicted of 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter and sentenced to only 7 years in prison, from which he was released in 2008. After this tragic incident, Saburito wanted to speak out against drinking and driving, not wanting the same thing to happen to anyone else. One of the methods she used was to record a television spot in 2002. During the 30 seconds she appeared on screen, she told us what she went through.
My name is Jacqueline Saburito. This is a picture of me before I was hit by a drunk driver. Before the car caught fire. Before 2 of my friends died. Before I needed more than 40 operations. This is me when my life was just like anyone else in college. This is me after being hit by a drunk driver.
Don't drink and drive. Ever.
The impact of her story made her known worldwide. Unfortunately, Jacqueline lost her life in 2019, being only 40 years old. The mission of the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children is to enable every child who is at risk to seek help to end their suffering. This ad, part of a multimedia campaign to promote the Full Stop message, drives home the hard-hitting message that every child needs someone to turn to. It does so in a grittier, more disturbing and visually arresting manner than many charity ads have tried. Just by watching this commercial, you can imagine the horrible situation in which many people find themselves.
Who can tell me, hands up, 9 times 8? Sally, do you know the answer? Shush.
Do you want to come by my house after school?
Nah.
Sally, you're not eating again. What's wrong?
I'm fine. Can I go now?
Thousands of children desperately need someone to turn to. Call now and help us be there for them.
This latest commercial speaks for itself and reminds us, in a rather crude and direct way, of the danger that comes with owning a gun.
This is my brother Omar. Well, there was a hole in his tummy. A bullet hit him. I saw red grass. The gun was in the garage. I didn't mean to shoot Daddy's gun. I didn't mean to shoot Daddy's gun.